Good morning, or depending when you're watching this, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. My name's Ross, and as always told, I had a voice for radio, so today we're going to be looking at the final two Rotom cards from the upcoming Crimson Invasion expansion. Ladies and gentlemen, I told you that this was going to happen. I told you we'd be getting all the Rotom. We're getting all the Rotom. I've done videos about the others. I'll pop a link in the description. If we get time at the end, we'll have a quick look at them as well. But I told you we'd get them all. I told you they'd all have the same ability. And I'm giving myself an actual pat on the back right now. Audio podcast, but take my word for it. Ladies and gentlemen, we're getting Frost Rotom and we're getting Wash Rotom. The disappointing part for me is that they're both water Pokemon. I predicted when we saw Mo Rotom in the Mo Rotom video, what they should have done was made regular Rotom Psychic type, because it's Ghost Lightning, so they could then have made either Frost or Wash Rotom Lightning type, so then we'd have the maximum number of types. As soon as they made regular Rotom Lightning type, they basically had to make Frost and Wash Rotom both water type, which is exactly what they've done, which is kind of upsetting. One of these Rotom is good, one of them isn't, but they both have the same ability. The ability is Rotomotor, and these have been translated. The Frost Rotom I got translated by RappelmannTCG on Facebook, and Wash Rotom was rotated by the lovely folks over at PokerBeach.com. They've both got the ability Rotomotor. If there are 9 or more Pokemon tool cards in your discard pile, they attack for free. That's insanely good, ladies and gentlemen. And we've looked at the other Rotom. We've got a nice little toolbox deck here, because now they're all basic Pokemon. They all attack for 0 energy, so they're like the easiest things in the world to get using. Play a Bridget near the end of the game. Oh, look, you've got 3 of them ready to go. Use a Rescue Stretcher. Oh, look, grab one out the discard, put it on the bench. You're off. Ladies and gentlemen, these are really quite handy because they all do different things. They've all got different attacks, and they're all very interesting just in terms of having that range of attacks and being able to do it for free. As I've mentioned in my previous Rotom videos, if you want to go full Rotom, might I suggest Gourgeist? Gourgeist has a nice attack which does extra damage, 10 damage plus 40 for every tool you discard off your Pokemon. So you discard the tools early game with Gourgeist, in comes the Rotom late game. We talked about this in the other videos. Check them out, I'll pop links in the description. So both of these are water Pokemon as suggested. This is actually really good. Now in terms of weakness, you're hitting weakness against Volcanion and Turtonator, but that's about it, to be perfectly honest, and even those decks tend to play Ho-Oh that's weak to lightning, so weakness wise you're not doing great. But there's 2 amazing things we get being water Pokemon. The first is you get access to Aqua Patch that allows you to attach a basic water from your discard to one of your bench water Pokemon. That gives you a little bit of extra speed on these water Pokemon, and one of these you might actually want to be using it legitimately, not just when you've got 9 tools in the discard. And you get access to Brooklet Hill, which allows you to search your deck for a basic water or fighting Pokemon, put it straight onto your bench. Frost and Wash Rotom are both water Pokemon, and this is key, ladies and gentlemen, because in the mid to late game, when you've got 9 tools in the discard, your opponent plays an N. If you can keep Brooklet Hill on the field, and your opponent could always play something like a Field Blower, but if you can keep it on the field, you don't need any energy. They're attacking for 0 energy. You can search them out with Brooklet Hill, so as long as you've got something to retreat, you're literally sorted. There's nothing else you could need. Now, the weaknesses here differ, and some are better than others. Wash Rotom has a weakness to grass, which is alright. You are weak to Tapu Bulu and you're weak to Golisopod, but the really good thing is here that they basically do 30 damage. With weakness that's 60, you're fine, and if they do their bigger attack, you're getting 1 hit KO'd anyway, so actually the weakness to grass here doesn't matter at all. However, the metal weakness here is pretty bad. That leaves you weak to something like Registeel, which can quite easily get up to 50 damage using stuff like either Dalmise or Regirock, at which point yeah, that's bad news bears, unfortunately, because now you're getting KO'd quite easily. Bad weakness, nothing we can do about it. And they both have a retreat cost of 1, which is fine, because they're probably getting KO'd anyway, because they've both got 90 HP, which is pitiful. Sorry. But the good attack here is on Frost Rotom. You do a base 20 damage, but you do 20 more damage for every energy attached to all of your opponent's Pokemon in play. Not just the active, all of your opponent's Pokemon in play. You can really punish them for attacking a whole bunch of energy. And we like this, because there are some decks that really like attaching energy. Let's take a fire deck. Fire decks love Kiawe. And they like Ho-Oh, but then of course Ho-Oh takes 4 energy, hence Kiawe. But the thing is, if they've got 7-8 energy on the field, you're doing 150, 170 before you even bring in something like a Choice Band. That's really big. Take something like a Gardevoir, for instance. Well, the thing is, Gardevoir's really good because Infinite Force does 30 damage for each energy attached to both active Pokemon. Well, that's unfortunate, because it means they need to just pile energy on. That's how Gardevoir is good. Although some of the more recent lists have been abusing Max Potion instead, just using Gardevoir as a single energy attacker, doing alright damage while using Max Potion over and over again. Both good tactics, but a lot of Gardevoir decks want to attach a lot of energy so they can build up and actually get a big attack off. And this, ladies and gentlemen, this is where it comes in as a not free attack. I've already said you've got Aqua Patch here. It's a basic Pokemon, so you can actually use Max Elixir as well to accelerate energy. It attacks for 2 energy, and even though you can use this in a Rotom Toolbox deck like we've been talking about, Frost Rotom can be used as just a nice attacker in a water deck. 1 Aqua Patch plus an attachment, and you're hitting 20 damage for each energy attached to both active Pokemon. This could work really nicely, because if Gardevoir comes out and puts 6 energy on, then all of a sudden you're hitting for 130 on a single prize basic Pokemon. And that's before anything like Choice Band. That's a lot of damage. You could drop this at a cheeky time when your opponent isn't expecting it, and it's a combination of being a basic and taking 2 energy. It can be a complete surprise. You drop Frost Rotom, attach an energy Aqua Patch, your opponent doesn't see it coming, and all of a sudden now they've got an attached 8 energy. They're thinking, yay, look how set up I am. And then you're hitting them for 170 because they've got 8 energy on the field. Fun fact, Tapu Lele has 170 HP, just putting that out there. And that is where Frost Rotom thrives. And yeah, your opponent can just not attach energy so they don't fall into this trap. Brilliant! They're deliberately slowing down their setup to try and hurt you. Personally, I am absolutely okay with that. And don't forget, you can always use something like a Rescue Stretcher to grab it back again. And do not underestimate the combination of Rescue Stretcher and Brooklet Hill, because Rescue Stretcher, you either get 1 in your hand, or you put 3 from your discard into your deck. Well, you put them into your deck, but then you grab them straight back out again with Brooklet Hill, and life is good. I like the Rotoms as a deck, as a toolbox of 0 energy attackers. But Frost Rotom here, I like Frost Rotom as a nice, basic, low energy tech in any water deck. It is a legitimately good Pokemon. I'm calling it a 4-Wassy Pokemon. I think it is a great tech in pretty much any water deck against pretty much any deck that plays lots of energy. I love it. Now, the fact that we're 9 minutes in and I've not really told you what Wash Rotom does here should probably give you a nice hint about how good I think it is. It might be the worst of all the Rotoms. Just does 50 damage to one of your opponent's bench. For a water and 2 colourless energy, it's absurdly bad. In a Rotom deck, it's fine. It's not great. It's fine. Mo Rotom, 60 damage plus discard a special energy, yes. Regular Rotom, 120 damage, yes. Heat Rotom, 80 damage but hitting for a really good weakness, yes. Wash Rotom, I mean, don't get me wrong, it's not terrible. Sometimes you want to do some damage to the bench, and Wash Rotom's got your back. But most games, Frost Rotom is going to be a better water attacker. Because if your opponent has got 2 energy on the field, you're hitting just as much to the active with Frost Rotom. However, in a Rotom deck, it's alright for hitting the bench. The good news is we now know all of the Rotoms. Oh, I'm giving Wash Rotom 2 Wassies. It's not good. I'm not spending any more time on it. We now know what all the Rotoms do. Like I say, I pop links in the description, so go check them out. I think we've got a fun little Rotom toolbox deck here. I, for one, intend to have a play with it and see how good it could be. But do not sleep on Frost Rotom. This is a really good water Pokemon that will work really nicely in water decks, and it will either do lots of damage or it will stop your opponent attaching loads of energy. Either way, you're winning. But as always, I want to know what you guys think about Frost Rotom, and I suppose Wash Rotom if you really want to, but it's not good. Let me know in the comment section. Go nuts! Be nice. Make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at @TheWassy, and Twitch for some live action at twitch.tv/PTCGRadio. And spoiler alert, there's going to be a live stream tomorrow, 7:30 UK time. Check Twitter at @TheWassy for more details. If you want to support the channel, get some weekly bonus pods and so on, you can do so by going to patreon.com/PTCGRadio. But by far the most important thing, as always, is to look after yourselves until next time. Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching PTCG Radio.